You're looking at a thin line on a map, almost invisible if you zoom out too far. But that thin line is the Strait of Hormuz, and it quietly controls a huge part of how the world moves, trades, and survives. It doesn't look powerful, it doesn't look dangerous, but that's exactly what makes it so easy to underestimate. This is not just a body of water. This is one of the most important energy gateways on Earth. Every single day, massive oil tankers pass through here. These are not small ships, they are floating giants carrying millions of barrels of oil. And they move slowly, carefully, because there is no room for mistakes. This place is narrow, tense, and constantly watched. At its tightest point, the strait is only about 33 kilometers wide. That is not much space for one of the busiest shipping routes in the world. Ships don't just pass freely, they follow strict lanes almost like cars on a highway. 2 lanes in, 2 lanes out, that's the entire system. Now imagine blocking just one lane, traffic slows down immediately. Now imagine blocking both, everything stops. That is the level of vulnerability we are talking about. One small disruption, and the flow of global energy freezes. Because this is not just any route. A huge percentage of the world's oil passes through this exact point. Oil from countries like Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, and the UAE all flows through here. It is the exit door for their energy. And once it leaves, it travels to countries across the world. Asia, Europe, even parts of Africa depend on this flow. Now think about that. One narrow passage connecting producers to the entire global market. This is not just geography, this is a global pressure point. Let's zoom into a normal day. Tankers line up, moving slowly through the water. Naval ships patrol nearby, watching everything. Radar systems track every movement. Nothing here goes unnoticed. Because this place has history, attention is not new here. On one side is Iran, a country with power and tension history. On the other side are countries like Oman quietly maintaining access. This is not just a shipping lane, this is a political boundary. And politics can change everything in seconds. Now imagine the moment things go wrong. It starts with a report, a tanker hit, a drone spotted, a warning issued. Markets react instantly. Prices don't wait for confirmation. They move on fear. Because fear in energy markets spreads faster than facts. Within minutes, oil prices start climbing sharply, and once that starts, it spreads across everything. Fuel prices rise, transport costs increase, businesses feel pressure immediately. Airlines react first, fuel costs surge, tickets rise, flights reduce. Shipping companies follow, goods become harder to move and more expensive. Supermarkets feel it next. Food prices begin rising quietly but steadily. You may not see the Strait of Hormuz, but you will feel it in everyday life. Because everything around you depends on energy, and energy depends on movement. Now let's go deeper. What could actually block the strait? One possibility is military conflict. Fighting makes the route unsafe instantly. Another threat is sea mines, hidden, unpredictable, and extremely dangerous. Even small boats can disrupt large ships in such a tight space. This is not open ocean. Every action here has amplified consequences. Now the domino effect begins. Supply drops, demand stays high, prices explode. Governments respond with emergency reserves, but these are temporary solutions. Stock markets react. Investors panic. Global financial systems feel pressure. Factories slow down. Costs rise, jobs are affected. Now bring it closer to daily life. Fuel rises, transport rises, food rises. This is how a distant event becomes personal. Now imagine this lasting weeks. The impact grows stronger and deeper. Even after reopening, recovery takes time. Trust must rebuild. Now ask the key question. Why can't the world avoid this route? Pipelines exist, but they cannot replace the volume ships carry. Longer routes exist, but they cost more and take more time. So the Strait of Hormuz remains essential. It is not optional. Global powers protect it constantly. Navies patrol and monitor activity. Global powers protect it constantly. Navies patrol and monitor activity. Now think about speed. News spreads instantly. Markets react instantly. A crisis here can become global within hours. This is why people say the economy can crash overnight. Now think about the future. Renewable energy is growing slowly. Electric vehicles reduce dependence, but not instantly. Now bring it all together. A small place with massive impact. It is not about size. It is about importance. It is not about location. It is about connection. Remove it, and systems weaken. Disrupt it, and systems shake. Block it, and systems struggle to survive. This is the reality of the modern world, connected, fast and fragile. That is the Strait of Hormuz, small on the map, massive in impact.